Welcome to Anatomy of Whole Body. Today we explain what is medical terminology, which 5 medical terms you need to know in terminology. So let's start without wasting time. Medical terminology is a type of terminology that is usually used in medicine, and can refer to together with a specific field of science, such as anatomy and neurology. Medical terminologies is the special vocabulary used in communication in the domain of healthcare. It is often used to describe what happens to a patient's body or mind. Medical terminologies are also known as medical lingo or medical jargon. The word terminology has Latin roots and means to define. It refers to the systematic naming of things and applies to any subject where there are distinct names for objects. Medical terminology is a set of words used to describe the diagnosis and treatment of diseases, injuries, and other physical and mental impairments in humans. The main goal of medical terminology is to describe conditions for communication with patients, to get information of patient and for tracking health-related information. Medical terminology is the vocabulary of all medical terms related to diseases, treatments, and fields of study in medicine. Medical terminology is used in healthcare places such as hospitals, physician offices, research laboratories, biotechnology and pharmaceutical companies, medical schools and nursing schools. Medical jargon is often specific to the country where it was developed. It's important to know the meaning of these terms because they will be used by doctors and nurses when they communicate with you about your diagnosis or treatment plan. They are also used by people engaged in research on diseases or medicines, people who teach others about disease prevention, researchers who need to focus their studies on a particular field. Have you ever traveled to a foreign country where nobody spoke your language? Think for a moment about how that felt. At first, you probably felt adrift, out of your depth, like you couldn't understand anything around you. You couldn't communicate because of the language barrier. Medical terminology is the language used to describe components and processes of the human body, medical procedures, diseases, disorders, and pharmacology. Simply put, it is the vocabulary that medical professionals use to describe the body, what it does, and the treatments they prescribe. The words within this system usually have prefixes, root words, combining vowels, and suffixes. These elements are combined to create specific terms that help describe various conditions of the human body. The term pericarditis, for example, is used to describe inflammation in the outer layer of the heart. We can break the term down into 3 component parts, pericarditis, and each part of the word tells us something about the condition. The prefix peri means surrounding, the root word card means heart, and finally itis means inflammation. The history of medical terms goes all the way back to the ancient Greeks, specifically Hippocrates. According to the National Institutes of Health, the oldest recorded medical writings are the Hippocratic records from the 4th and 5th centuries BC.
Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe Anatomy of Whole Body channel that help us to gives you more medical information. Also leave a comment if you have a question.